Here. Once you hear the recording of the you're also.
Right, we're good to go. I'd like to call this meeting of the Broome County Local Development Corporation to order. The first item of business is the oath of office, which will be administered by council.
If you all could repeat after me, I state your name,
I, Peter Newman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of member of the Broome County Local Development Corporation
of the office of member of the Broome County Development Corporation.
Broome County Local Development Corporation.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. According to, yeah, according to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my abilities.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for serving. And welcome to our newest board member, Nick, and Kevin with an official full term.
Good job.
The next item is nomination of officers. First is chairman. We have a nomination.
I would like to nominate Jim Peduto as our chairman.
Second. Thank you, Kevin. Any other nominations? There being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Next is chairman, and I wish to nominate Peter Newman.
Vice Chair.
I'm sorry, vice chair. I'm just trying to get rid of that.
No, thank you.
That's gonna be a self-imposed too. Anyway, as I mentioned, I would like to nominate Peter Newman as vice chair. Second. Thank you, Kevin. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations, Peter.
Thank you.
Next office is secretary. You have a nomination,
Like to nominate Elaine Miller in her absence.
as we mentioned before, that's what happens when you don't show for the meeting. Second. Second, thank you, Kevin. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No abstention. Finally, least but not last, is treasurer, and I wish to nominate Dan Crocker. And a second. Thank you, Peter. Mix things up. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Congratulations, Dan. Next item is our conflict of interest. We have everybody in place. As we begin today's meeting, I'd like to remind everybody of our duty to act in the best interest of the organization. In keeping with our conflict of interest policy, I ask each board member to disclose any actual potential or perceived conflicts related to matters on today's agenda. If you believe you may have a conflict, please state it now and write it on the provided form so it can be noted in the minute. If a conflict arises during the discussion, please bring it to our attention immediately. If a conflict is identified, the board member must exit the meeting while the item is being discussed. Transparency protects the integrity of our decision-making and the trust placed in this board. Everybody's got the form, already completed it. Thank you very much. Next item of business. Approval of our minutes from the October 15, 2025 board meeting. Thank you, Dan. A second.
Second.
Thank you, Peter. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We've come to that part of the meeting where we welcome public comment. Anyone wishing to speak on any matter concerning the LDC, please feel free to do so at this time. State your name and address for the record. Limit your comments to 5 minutes.
I'm John.
One time.
Yeah, one wonders on conflict of interest where it is. Is it strictly a vote, an issue oriented conflict of interest, or can it be an ongoing conflict of interest? Now I look at the paper, the bond that you have out, the BC Housing Development Corporation, 16 million, Good Shepherd Village, 51 million. United Health Services, 257 million. Now that's paper that's currently, I believe it's all publicly traded in the municipal market. So is service on any one of those boards, and service on the LDC, a conflict of interest? I mean, not making any decisions, but you have paper out there in the LDC's name and in these entities' name, and should one has a seat here serve on those boards? That's an intriguing question. Again, I remind you, and I'm not of my proviso, that publicly traded paper puts you under the hammer of the SEC. So any forward-looking statements, any generalized statements that could cause an investor to say, boy, those UHS bonds look good for my portfolio, put you under that umbrella, same as the corporation. And, you know, whether it's Harrisburg, PA, and the incinerator bonds, or city of Miami, people have been hauled in and arrested for making forward-looking statements. So this is concerning with so much paper out on the street there. So and you know, I'm not so, and getting back to the history, because that's all I go by is the history. You know, when I unearthed the publicly traded documents on Good Shepherd Village, and they announced that they lost $1.5 million playing the derivatives market, I expected really the hammers of hell to come down here with the LDC on them. You know, I mean, what on earth does this have to do with caring for seniors? You're playing the derivatives market. And, you know, I spoke to the guy recently who was head of it back then, and he's generally unrepentant. You know, I mean, so, you know, if there's no, if it's only going to be me talking about this stuff, and I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but I mean, I just can't believe that Good Shepherd Village would be involved in the derivatives market like they were and lost, and then not be held accountable. And the refinancing of the Broome dorms here, you know, that nobody wants any paid up assets anymore, I guess. So that thing could have been paid off, but where did that money go? Did it go into the general fund to prop up SUNY Broome? I mean, because you know, I mean, I'm sure that they've gotten new refrigerators or something over there, but where did that money go? And why the need to refinance? And I would venture a guess it's because SUNY Broome is near insolvency. So, you know, I state their person that got up and talked about their pension fund, and they were not optimistic about their own, which is away from the kind of, so I mean, I don't know why it was refinanced. I don't know where the money went. Do you? And I know you can't respond to that. So that's why I asked it.
We let you go on that, but next time, keep it to matters of the LDC. The LDC isn't Broome Community College.
Oh, you were financing the door, that's where the money went. In the 18 million. 18 million of bonds you got out on the street for that project, right over there. You approved it.
We underwrite it, we don't own it.
The bond, you're responsible for the paper, it's,
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
no?
We're not at all. It's a conduit issuance. The LDC has absolutely no liability.
Okay, I'll look it up, but it is a matter that you originated. I mean, you know, the money.
We provided access to the tax exempt bond market, so the bonding can be done.
Right.
With better interest rates. That's all we did.
Still makes it relevant to something you've done, so it'll be relevant for him to make public comment about it.
He can make public comment about those bonds if he wants, yeah. But I mean, we are not, because I have not responded to everything you've said.
I was just making a joke.
I just want you to make sure that, I want to make sure that well, I will say, a lot of what you said is incorrect. So,
Well-
you have the right to stay there.
Well, if you could, you know, if you want to, please drop me an email. They have my email address, and tell me where I'm incorrect. You know? Because I'm just going by publicly traded documents.
Any other public comment? I think that covers it for today. And again, it's typically not our policy to speak and to let people share their views, but in certain circumstances, it works in the past, and so I think it's appropriate to at least point those out. Next item of business for us today are our internal financial reports from December 31, 2025.
Yes, so you have unaudited financials, for year end in your packet. A few items worth noting. There was no bond activity in 2025. So you see that line under actual was, did not match budget. Bond issuances tend to come every, I'd say, 3 to 4 years. But this past year, there was no activity in that line. Roberson admin fee, that was a grant, that was the LDC approved to provide administration services for Roberson, some of the renovations at the museum. It is still in progress. However, there's a timing issue on that one, because they're going to rebid that project. They received state funds from Environmental Facilities Corporation. So that's really more of a timing. We do expect to receive the $45,000 administrative fee. It is more likely to come 2026, we think, than 25. Similarly, with the Leadership Alliance funding, as more of a timing issue, and we expect that to be recorded this year. Those are some things I did want to note. You will see single audit for ARPA funds at 4,200. I believe we need to do any of the county funds that we will partner with them for grant administration. If they are over the threshold, which is 750,000, it does require a single audit. We are reaching out to the county moving forward to see if they will cover that cost of the single audit that is conducted by NCERO for us in the past. I think those are the only items I wanted to address, but if you have questions, I'm happy to answer.
Question from the board for Stacy on the interim financials. Let's move on to new business. Yeah, our 2025 meeting schedule for the LDC.
26.
Pardon?
26. Sorry, that's a typo on our part.
And I was dumb enough to read it.
No, we should have caught that.
In any event, the 2026 meeting will be as in the past on demand or when we need to have them. I don't know if we need to vote on
No.
as needed, so
No.
you'll be noticed when we need to have a meeting. Next item is item 7, which is the 2026 to 2030 strategic plan for the LDC. Stacy.
Okay. As I noted in our IDA meeting, the Broome County Local Development Corporation also adopts an organizational strategic plan to guide both the day-to-day operations as well as the long-term strategic planning of the organization. The strategic action plan for 2026 to 2030 is divided into 5 key priorities with a holistic approach to economic development, with important community, industry, education, and government partners. Again, I will briefly read those for the record for the Broome County Local Development Corporation strategic priorities: to advance development-ready infrastructure at sites, to drive economic revitalization and place-based investment, to support a future-ready workforce and talent pipeline, to foster business growth, innovation, and retention, and lastly, to strengthen operational excellence, capacity, and regional leadership. Upon adoption of the Broome County Local Development Corporation, this strategic plan will be published on our website.
We have a motion to accept the strategic plan for the LDC. Thank you, Joe. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And obviously no abstentions. Thank you, Stacy. Item number 8 is a resolution accepting from Broome County A, funds in the amount of $500,000 to support a housing project in the town of Union. B, funds in the amount of $300,000 to support a housing project in the village of Johnson City. And C, funds in the amount of $1 million to support a housing project in the city of Binghamton. Each for the period January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2026, and making the required seeker finding.
In December of 2025, the Broome County Legislature approved a resolution authorizing funds to be provided to the Broome County Local Development Corporation for the purposes of assisting identify a number of economic development projects in Broome County. The 3 projects are related to housing. I believe 2 are, they're all in the early planning stages. I believe that 2 are market rate housing projects and 1 is an affordable housing project. The request of the county is that the LDC, the Broome County LDC serve as the grant administrator of those funds, should those projects move forward. And that's essentially it, as we have done in the past for the county with both ARPA dollars and other county originated funds.
Do we have a motion? Thank you, Peter. Dan? All in favor?
Aye.
Objections, abstentions, motion carries. Before we move on to new business, I guess this is probably a good place in it. Can you just, share with the board? It's nothing I'm gonna vote on, so it doesn't mean to, just so the board fully understands our responsibilities when we assist in the, underwrite, not.
Oh, tax exempt bonds?
Tax exempt bonds.
Okay,
Because I think it's very clear to understand, we're not an underwriter.
you're not underwriting and you don't take on any financial responsibility. What, in order to issue tax exempt bonds, you have to be a political subdivision, which the IDA is, or you can be, on behalf of issuer or, a constituted authority. And nobody else can access the tax exempt bond market. So this entity provides, because IDAs cannot provide financial assistance to not-for-profit corporations, the LDC issues the bonds for nonprofits. The LDC makes it very clear in the offering document and in the indenture and in every other agreement that these are conduit obligations of the LDC. The LDC has no financial responsibility. Even though we sign the indenture and we say we're gonna pay for these bonds, we say we pay for them only to the extent that the borrower has made payments. So there's no way to look through, pierce through and get the LDC to be financially obligated at all. The other thing that Mr. Solak was talking about with SEC liability, under the municipal disclosure rules, the document has to be fair and accurate, cannot contain any statement that's misleading or omit to include a statement that's misleading. We all have to sign what's called a 15C212 certificate. Our certificate is limited solely to the portion in the offering document, the 2 paragraphs that describe the agency. The borrower takes on the liability to the SEC for anything else that is not true or omits or is material misleading. So you're protected 100%, and there's no way that you would have liability. Of course, only if the issuer section was incorrect.
Any questions on that? I think it's really important to understand because the service that we provide as being a conduit is very valuable. It is very valuable to the hospital, is very valuable to Good Shepherd, and it saves them a ton of aggravation and money instead of working with another entity to do the. So it's important to understand how limited our risk is and how actually prudent and useful it is in support of our mission.
And that money stays local as well by
Right.
utilizing the LDC as that conduit. They're not
The
using.
money that we
Yes.
make is just is a fee on that. We don't share the
Right.
proceeds
Right.
or anything like that. All we make is a fee for being the conduit.
And the spread today was about 2 points back. It's back up to about 2 points. Yeah, I mean, but when the interest rates were lower, it wasn't, but that's real money for a $257 million bond issuance. 2% is a lot of money.
Any questions on that? I think it's really important for us to fully understand what we do.
And I just want to emphasize that too, the fee money allows us through the LDC is typically used to support nonprofits, through the form of community sponsorships to help a number of nonprofits and other organizations with things like that. So it does truly roll back into the local community.
Any questions on that? Just thank you for letting me put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Good clarification.
Get talking about stuff and it's late.
Therefore, just full disclosure, Harris Beach does assist us in that regards, one of the services that we provide.
We had been bond counsel for a while.
A long time,
Yeah.
actually well before.
Right, and then
became
we,
council.
exactly.
Very good. We have no old business, no motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
I.
We're out of here. Thank you all very much.